My name is Sarah Beaton.
And my name is Lucy Beaton, and we are a mother-daughter
team. And you're listening to New Calling Kids. Today we actually have a special discussion that we're going to be talking about. We are talking about fathers because in a few days is Father's Day. And we want to give you some ideas of how to value and honor your father.
Okay. So, in an earlier podcast, we had spoken about the value of each person in the family. So, we've already told you that we're wanting to give you some ideas of how you can show father or dads in your family, how you value them, how important they are in your lives. So, now let's make a note here that some of these suggestions could take some planning.
That does not mean that sit down on Father's Day, give your father the Spanish Inquisition, and then go, oh, and that gift is going to be 3 to 5 days late.
Okay, so now, Mom, that means you're probably going to have to be the team leader in doing this and getting those children to participate and to be a part of showing Dad or telling Dad how they value him and how important he is in their lives. So some of our suggestions are
getting a book that your dad likes, if he's a reader, and doing an activity. So we had thought about, like, if he's a fisherman, maybe someone gets hooks, someone gets weights, and someone gets bait. Or you could buy a round of golf, or you could get, what did you say earlier?
Oh, one of the ideas that came to mind, if the father in your life is a golfer, you might get him a golf club cover, and each person in the family could then you get some golf balls, and then you could write your name. Each person write their name on that golf ball, and then put it in the golf club cover and package that up and give it to Dad. Now, if you have a toddler whose writing is not up to scratch, at least let them draw on that golf ball, but write their name, okay? Because when you give a gift that shows something different, there's an opportunity that when your father or the dad in your home goes out and he's fishing, he says, oh, these are the hooks that my daughter gave me, or this is one of the golf balls that was part of my Father's Day gift. So that way Dad has something that he can talk about. Okay, so it could be that one of the things that is his favorite thing is a place to go. Now that could be with family or alone. So if it's with family,
you're going to have to plan.
Right. Okay. So he might tell you something that you didn't even know. And so you want to be able to sit down and find out some of these things that are his favorites. So as Sarah said, you don't want to do it on Father's Day and then it's all late, okay? But you also don't want to have a 3 days price investigative conversation where Dad is having all these questions thrown at him.
Honey, I just got asked, what is my favorite type of golf ball and my favorite type of iron and my favorite type of wood? What's going on?
So, but the whole idea is for children to get to know some of the things that their father likes. Okay. That's also a relationship builder.
It is. So the reason why we're talking about this is I listened to a reel, and I think I told you this in our prep time, and this comedian was talking about how, according to him, Father's Day ranks, and he'd done some research apparently about how it ranks very, very low, and that Arbor Day was higher ranked, and so was Halloween and some other holidays. I did my own research. I didn't quite find his information of that he found, but I will say he is right on the aspect that Father's Day does rank really low. And I think there's two reasons why. And he gives one, and it's because, like, the moms say kind of like, here's the chunk change, and whatever you want to go get your dad. So I think that's the one thing. And the other is the fact that the shows that have come out on our TVs, I'd say probably in the past 20, 30 years maybe, have all been the aspect of putting dad as the butt of the joke. Disrespecting dad, disrespecting the head of the household, kind of putting him down. There's a big thing about like, oh, mom's like this new person who wears the pants in the household and she makes the decisions. And I think the aspect is that we're not honoring and respecting the father in our home,
Yeah.
And the Bible is very clear about honor your father and mother. It doesn't say honor your mother and you will live long. No, it says honor your father and your mother so that you may live long, So you have to honor both parents. And the thing is that we haven't honored our fathers.
Right.
We make Mother's Day a huge deal, but we forget that sometimes dad is also like, not just as important, but dad is extremely important. No offense, but kids, you're not here because there takes a mommy and a daddy to make you,
Yeah.
And so I think that's something that we're trying to, impart, is like the value that your dad is. So my comment is, don't buy socks, don't buy underwear, and don't buy ties. Those three things are on the do not buy, do not touch, and do not see.
They're on the boring list, especially if they've been a more recent gift as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And so, again, if you have a lot of questions, if you're trying to find out what is something that dad would feel valued in, make it a conversation.
Yeah.
One of the other things that Sarah had said when we were talking prior to the podcast was, use Father's Day as an opportunity to build a memory. That it is a memorable day.
Yeah.
That dad will remember, that was a special Father's Day. Change the direction in your family so that it's not just Mother's Day. It's also
Father's Day.
Father's Day.
Yeah.
And as Sarah said, the Bible says in Exodus 20 verse 12, it says, honor your father and your mother so that you may live long in the land that the Lord your God gives you.
That includes us as adult children.
Correct.
That does not say that. The Bible doesn't say, oh, if you're between the ages of 0 and 18, honor your father and mother. And once you've left the house, then forget about them. That's not what the Bible says. The Bible says, honor your father and mother. You will always be your father and your mother's child, whether you are 8, 18, 28, 38, 48, 58. Okay? So at any age of your life, and I know I only used 8s, and I'm sorry, and I did it in 10s, but at any aspect of your life, honor your father and mother, not just between the ages of 0 and 18.
Correct, yeah.
Or if you live in the house,
Because that command that God has given us is the first commandment
to children
that has a promise.
That's true.
Because it promises us long life as we take time to honor our fathers.
Yeah.
I hope that's been encouraging. Might have been challenging. Might have given you some work to do, but...
And I know we end each podcast with like, how can we encourage you, or what are you going to do to encourage? But your challenge for this podcast is actually, how are you going to honor your father for Father's Day? I think that needs to be the challenge.
I agree. Yeah.
And we want to hear what you guys do. Put it in the comments below. We want to know what you guys came up with. If they were better than a round of golf and going fishing.
Fishing trip.
Yeah, fishing trip. So, and fishing ideas. Maybe we're just out of touch, and we don't know what your father's like. So let us know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, until then, have a wonderful celebration
Yes.
honoring the fathers in our lives.
And any fathers who are watching, happy Father's Day to you.
Yes.
Thank you for being an influence and a light in your children's lives. We honor you, we thank you, and we appreciate everything that you do.
Bless you, fathers.
Yep.
And see you next time.
See y'all next time.